We're going to get a bunch of mud races, but so far, we've gotten really, really lucky, which that hardly ever happens. So.
Supercross fans have grown accustomed to seeing Ken Roczen push through adversity, and round 10 in Birmingham, Alabama, was no exception. In what has become a common theme in the sport, Roczen quietly entered the race with an injury that wasn't disclosed until later in the day. The Mxgp Motorsports Suzuki rider had suffered a separated AC joint in his shoulder due to a crash during training the previous week. Despite the setback, Roczen took part in Friday's press day, giving no indication that he was nursing an injury. However, as Saturday's qualifying sessions unfolded, it became increasingly clear that something wasn't quite right. The German-born rider pulled off late in the final session, sparking speculation that he might not be at full strength. It wasn't until his team confirmed the details that fans and media learned the full extent of his situation. "It was a tough weekend for us here in Birmingham," Roczen admitted in a Suzuki press release following the event. "I had a practice crash a week ago and separated my AC joint a little bit. We rode press day to see how it felt, and it was pretty decent, but throughout the day on Saturday, it definitely got worse. As we got deeper into the night, it became a pain battle." Given the physically demanding Triple Crown format, which consists of 3 shorter, yet highly intense races instead of one long main event, Roczen's injury made his night even more challenging. However, in typical fashion, he gritted his way through the pain, delivering a respectable performance that earned him a 5th-place overall finish. "But we made it through, ended up 5th on the night, and only lost 1 point in the championship. All things considered, we had a pretty good night and fought really hard," Roczen continued. While his result may not have been spectacular by his standards, it was a crucial effort in the grand scheme of the championship. Roczen remains 3rd in the 450SX standings, and despite the injury, he only lost 1 point to series leader Cooper Webb, who finished 4th overall. Had Roczen chosen to sit out the race, he would have likely fallen out of the top 3 in the standings entirely. With the physically grueling Triple Crown rounds now behind him, Roczen will shift his focus to recovery. He has a few days to rest before the next round in Seattle, and his primary goal will be to return as close to full strength as possible. Fans will be watching closely to see how quickly he can heal and whether he can continue to stay in championship contention.
Segunda carrera, categoría Mxgp.
The Mxgp paddock was stunned when Maxime Renaux revealed that he has been competing with a broken right hand, an injury he sustained just days before the second round of the 2025 FIM Motocross World Championship in Kozer, Spain. The Monsterenergy Yamaha Factory Mxgp rider started his 2025 campaign in the best possible way, securing victory in the opening round in Córdoba, Argentina. However, his momentum took a serious hit when he fractured 2 metacarpal bones in his right hand during a training session shortly before the Kozer round. Rather than sitting out, Renaux opted for immediate surgery in Belgium, where plates were inserted to stabilize the fractures. Remarkably, just days later, he was back on the starting gate, refusing to let the injury derail his season. "I broke 2 metacarpal bones during training on Tuesday before the race in Spain," Renaux revealed. "I underwent surgery, and since then I've been through a lot. I fought with everything I had to stay in this championship, and that's what we managed to do. My results are far from my true potential, but considering the situation, it's still a miracle that I could be on the gate at all." Despite the pain and physical limitations, the French rider fought through the next 2 rounds in Spain and France, salvaging 64 crucial championship points. Though he wasn't able to match his usual performance level, his efforts ensured he remained in the title fight, currently sitting 3rd in the Mxgp standings. Now, with a 2-week break before the Mxgp of Sardegna in Riola Sardo, Sardinia, Renaux has a valuable opportunity to focus on recovery. His medical team is optimistic that this period will allow him to regain strength and return closer to full fitness. If he can get back to 100%, he will remain a serious contender for the championship as the season progresses. Carson Mumford was on track for one of his best performances of the season at the Birmingham Supercross until a disastrous third race derailed his night. Mumford displayed impressive speed early in the day, particularly during qualifying, where he momentarily held the fastest time in the 250 SX class. At one point, he was the top qualifier in the second session and celebrated the achievement with a stylish no-footer. However, by the end of the session, he was bumped down to third by Seth Hamaker and R.J. Hampshire. Still, it was an excellent starting position for what would be the only Triple Crown race of the season for the 250SX East Division. Mumford carried that speed into the first two races, finishing 5th and 4th, respectively. Heading into the final race, he was in contention for a strong overall finish. However, in the last race of the night, things took a dramatic turn. Mumford was forced to pull off the track early, finishing 21st in the third and final race. His final scoreline of May 4th, 21, placed him 11th overall, a disappointing end to what had been a promising night. Fortunately, he appeared to be unharmed, avoiding any serious injuries. Through 5 rounds of the 250SX East Championship, Mumford currently sits 10th in the standings. While the final race in Birmingham was a setback, his overall speed and competitiveness suggest that better results are within reach as the season progresses. The future of Danish motocross star Mikkel Haarup has been a major talking point since the conclusion of the 2024 MX2 World Championship, where he achieved a career-best 5th-place finish. Having aged out of the MX2 class, Haarup was left in search of a new opportunity for 2025. Now, recent developments suggest that he may be preparing for a significant career shift, competing in the AMA Pro Motocross Championship in the U.S. Haarup has already secured a deal with Triumph Racing to race in Mxgp, but that opportunity won't come until 2026, as Triumph's 450 cubic centimeters machine is still in development. This left Haarup without a firm racing program for 2025, leading to speculation about his next move. Now, reports indicate that Haarup is in the United States preparing for the upcoming AMA Pro Motocross season, which begins in late May. There were even rumors that he had originally planned to compete in the 250SX Supercross series, but suffered an injury during preparation, delaying his American debut. If Haarup does indeed commit to racing in the AMA Nationals, it could be a career-defining opportunity. The experience he gains racing against top American talent will be invaluable as he prepares for his eventual Mxgp debut in 2026. With proven speed and determination, Haarup could quickly establish himself as a strong contender in the highly competitive 250 cubic centimeters class. In the U.S., fans will be eagerly watching to see how he adapts to the American racing scene in the months ahead.